All right, here we are with our first ever live stream, live edition of the Fantasy Bomb. I'm Pierre Camus, lead editor and NFL writer and MLB writer at rotoballer.com. And with me, as always, is my co-host, and that is Mr. Chris Mangano. Chris, say hi to the people.
Hi, people. And just to FYI, nobody cares about MLB right now.
Oh, okay. We're definitely saving that for another another installment.
Am I
Um,
wrong, though? Am I wrong? We got the NFL draft going. What else is there right now?
believe it or not, there's a lot of people like the flip side of you, the baseball fans who think that football is like a caveman sport. It's like archaic and brutal and unrefined, and they really don't care about football, and they're busy watching baseball right now because there's like 15 games going on. So
That's fair. That's fair.
yeah, well,
That's
I
fair.
happen to be. I don't understand that. I know I like basically all sports, and of course that excludes golf, which is not a sport. But anyways, but we're not going there again. We're not. So yeah, I don't get that why you can't like both or all sports, but whatever. We're here to talk NFL because NFL draft is going on right now, and we are what 3 picks in. I'm checking here. Yep. Cleveland is yet to make their second selection, and that's going to be where it really gets interesting. But we already had, I don't know. I guess you wouldn't call it a surprise. You called the number 2 pick, but let's start with the number 1 pick. Um, Up until what 2 days ago, this wasn't going to happen, and all of a sudden it was happening. We were hearing that Josh Allen all of a sudden was going to go to the Cleveland Browns with number 1 pick. For months before then, it was like it was a sure thing. It was going to be Sam Darnold after his pro day. Oh, that's it. It's locked up. It's going to be Darnold. But guess what? Everything we heard in the last 24, 48 hours proved to be true. It was Baker Mayfield. Are you surprised by that, Chris? Number 1 pick overall, Baker Mayfield.
I'm surprised because I didn't think the reports were true. I didn't really think that was where the Browns were going to go. I don't have anything against pick. I've talked about it a few times on here. I think Mayfield is the best quarterback in this draft. Extremely accurate on the type of throws that NFL teams tend to throw more often than, he's not doesn't have the big arm, but he's very accurate in those short to intermediate throws, which is where the game is played. I don't think we're not gonna see him right away. They brought in Tyrod Taylor. I think Taylor will be the starter unless he just absolutely blows him away in camp. But my guess is Taylor will start. I don't think they're quite a playoff team, so I think as the season winds on, when it becomes clear that they're not going to make the playoffs, then we'll probably see Mayfield get a shot. What do you think?
Yeah, and that's the one thing that's going to be very different. And of course, when they took Deshaun Kaiser last year, it wasn't with the top pick, and people didn't expect him to play right away. He did. He did play pretty early, but that's because they had nobody else. A shell of Robert Griffin III wasn't going to do the job. So it's different this year because Mayfield not only won't be expected to play right away, he probably shouldn't have any reason to play his rookie year because unless they actually really think that they're a playoff team already with Tyrod Taylor at quarterback, they have no reason to throw him in the fire. So Taylor should be, there to kind of stabilize the position, and then hopefully help Mayfield learn. So yeah, we probably won't and shouldn't see a whole lot of Mayfield this year, but that's a good thing. That's how it should be with rookie quarterbacks. They shouldn't be thrown into the fire because we see that most of them don't succeed, at least not right away. And I don't know if someone like Kaiser, I mean, they've already discarded him. Not that he's done after 1 year. Hopefully he's, in a situation that'll help out. He's, I believe, the third string quarterback in Green Bay now, correct?
Yeah.
Whether he gets a shot there ever or not doesn't matter. But the point is, being a rookie quarterback with all these expectations, it's pretty much a unbearable load, just to have all the hopes of a city, especially a city like Cleveland, where you haven't won for, I don't know. When was the last time they won anything? Was it the 50s?
Well, the last time they won a game was 2 years ago. So
Yeah, a game.
just a game. We're just talking about a game, not even a championship or a playoff game. We're just talking a regular season game. What do you think? What about Tyrod Taylor? Does this make you a little lower on him
No,
or no
because
change?
I mean everything I just said. I don't expect Mayfield will play much. I mean, yeah, we'll get to see him, but I don't think he'll play a whole lot at all the first half of the year. He shouldn't. So No, I mean, my expectations for Taylor, I know we've had this discussion before. Um, I hate to say, I hate to use the term high end, but at least a little bit on the higher end of the QB2 spectrum, just because of that rushing ability and just how many weapons he has now. I mean, you have to at least put him in that conversation. You don't want him as a starter, of course. I don't care who you put there. It's still Cleveland. And, Tyrod Taylor is not an elite quarterback. He never will be to that level fantasy wise. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely good potential there. So I would feel okay taking him as my backup. Um, and Mayfield, of course, we know has no redraft value for this year. Would you agree with that?
I agree with that, but I do have Tyrod Taylor. He's a guy I've been targeting in my best ball teams where I've gotten like a guy like Ben Roethlisberger as my QB1. So I've been targeting Tyrod Taylor to kind of give that. We've talked about it in our best ball pod before, where you get like a kind of a high risk, high reward quarterback like Roethlisberger, and you pair him with a safer guy like Tyrod Taylor. But now I don't know if I'm gonna do that anymore because I don't know or something or 5 and 7. Like, okay, and they decided to give Mayfield a shot for those last few games. You're getting zeros from Tyrod Taylor. So I think you got to knock him down a little bit just for the fact that you might not. I mean, as far as the games he starts, he should be fine. I don't think it's going to be like we saw last year where, Hughes benching Tyrod Taylor at halftime of every game, although with Hugh Jackson, who knows, right?